everybody. How are you? It's Thursday afternoon, heading through the Oklahoma, I guess. I guess. Oh, man. And we're coming up on the town of Clinton. And I thought this would be a good opportunity to do a community spotlight like so many we've done that people love so much. There it is right there, exit 69, 40 West, Clinton, as we head from Oklahoma City to Albuquerque. Albuquerque, where I almost got killed the last time. It's a true story, true story. I'll tell that story someday. Guy almost killed me, basically. So, what is going on with Clinton? What is the story about this community? Guys, once you hear it, it's gonna kind of melt your head a little, because here we are out in the middle of the great plains of Oklahoma, and Clinton was founded back in 1790. But the funny thing is, or it depends on who you are, I guess, it wasn't called Clinton then. It was called Bull Run, and had been called that in various forms in various Indian languages for hundreds of years. But during President Bill Clinton's administration, he bought the town. I know. They bought Bull Run, turned the name into Clinton in, I think, 1997, I was told. And it's been that ever since. So the reason he bought it, him and Hillary bought it at the time, it was supposed to be like a southwestern White House, so that they could come here and vacation, come here and relax, come here and get the fresh air and Western lifestyle, but have enough room that the Secret Service could create a perimeter so it had enough security. And that's what the goal was. He bought the town. Now, the funny thing is, he bought it with his own money. You say, wait a minute, I didn't think he had that kind of money. Well, he didn't at first. But if there's one thing that's for sure in Washington, if you're a politician in Washington, you cannot get out of the way of the money. So, especially as president, you just can't get out of the way of the money. There's no way. Because part of it is anything going on that needs your approval, of course you're going to find out about. So let's say, for example, there's a new shopping mall going into your district, a giant shopping mall that is now on underdeveloped farmland that's been forgotten about by other people. And this is the way it was explained to me. So I'm repeating this example. Well, you'd be a fool not to buy up the farmland around that area, adjoining land, because it's cheap and it's for sure going to go up. Now, of course, there's rules against certain things you can or can't do, but the point is, it's almost impossible to get out of the way of the money once you're a politician in Washington. And however he earned it or got it, Bill Clinton had the money, enough money to buy a town. Now, the other part is, it's not exactly close to New York City, right, or Washington. So it's not going to be near as expensive. But Clinton then kept the name, and they have built a publicly accessible. You can go visit the Clinton compound that they were building, but they ultimately never used the town. They never really used the town. He said he didn't have enough time. Some of the hangers-on, some of the peripheral relatives would come out, right? Chelsea would come here occasionally back in the day. Was Chelsea even born then? That could be, that information might be dubious. She might not have even been born. But Bill and Hillary never really used the town. They stayed like one time, two times, and then they just didn't have time. They were running the show at that time. So now you can come to the compound that they built, the Clinton compound in Clinton, the town of Clinton. Now this is another thing. It's not cheap. It's like $30 to take the tour. And if you want, you can even stay at the compound, because now it's an Airbnb, the sleeping quarters zone. You can stay where Bill Clinton stayed. And I won't even mention the price for that, because it's not cheap. But it's amazing how they spent all that money and never used it. And it might be a marker, an indicator of real government projects that he might have invested in that they didn't ever use. Not that that's the sole role or sole characteristic of Democrats, but in the popular imagination, Democrats are the ones building big government projects. Like, for example, how many of those solar projects that President Obama invested in, how many of those ultimately did anything? I'm sure there's a couple, but most of them were a big bust. And the weird thing about that is, not a very long time later, or it hasn't been that long ago, solar is very competitive now. Solar is one of the best, and wind. Solar and wind are very good investments, no matter what you heard on Rush Limbaugh. The kilowatt per hour price of both solar and wind is unbelievably low. In fact, you want to know who one of the biggest proponents and investors in solar power is? The state of Texas. The state of Texas is one of the leaders in alternative energy. And just while we're talking about that, the Clinton compound had a solar array on the roof. It's still there. And they had a few windmills. They weren't quite the size they are now. Now they're those tall windmills you see when you drive down the freeway. These were a smaller version of that. And I don't know if it's true, but there was a rumor that if you crossed Hillary, they would strap you to one of those windmills. And not for a long time. All right, not like overnight. But long enough that you got the message. Strap them to the windmill, boys! And but they didn't go after her for that. Instead, what do they pick? The dumb emails. Talk about one of the dumbest things you could ever go after somebody for. Their emails? That was so weak. Oh my gosh. Her emails. And he's still saying it. He's still saying it. On Twitter the other day, he said something about Hillary's emails. This was like 3 days ago. This is October 17th of 2019. This is like 3 days ago. I'm like, why are you still talking about her emails? Oh my God, how many years ago was that now? That was the biggest joke, those emails. Oh my gosh. He's still talking about it. I think he wants to date her. I think he does. I think he likes her. Because he keeps talking. You know how when couples, they pretend they hate each other, or they always talking about they hate somebody, but you get the impression they just want to get it on. You're just like, shut up and just meet up at a hotel and get it over with. I think that's what Trump is. Well, anyway, so guys, that's the amazing story of the Clinton compound in Clinton, the town of Clinton, way out here on the Great Plains. So if you want to stay at the Airbnb, pull it up on there. Bring your checkbook. But, you can stay in the same bed that Bill Clinton and Hillary stayed in. And, there you go. All right, this has been a Joe Ditzel parody video. Come on back, guys. We have so many more. It's going to be so much fun. Talk to you soon.